Hello, thanks for joining another Foenix Partners update. We find ourselves in the middle of a relatively interesting week in terms of market data, although not the most exciting other than non-farm payrolls. I think really the market is very focused on the Italian referendum, this weekend. So today we're joined by Alex Lydall, Senior Sales Trader and Head of Dealing. Hi, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
So first off, to what extent has the market already started to price in the Italian referendum?
So I feel like there's a little bit of a delay at the moment. Euro-dollar has come off sort of from 110, 111 region down to 105, sort of around the yearly lows there. But all in all, I feel that the sterling-euro move probably hasn't been the one we've seen in the last few days, hasn't been a pricing in. So I feel that there's a lot building up to what is Sunday's referendum.
Okay. All right, interesting. So the euro-dollar moves, you think a lot of people talking about the dollar strength since the US election, but actually some of the euro-dollar move lower to these lows has been driven by euro weakness related to the referendum.
Yeah, I think some of it, but the focus very much is running into Sunday. I don't feel like it's transpired in sterling euro per se, but I think it's largely a risk-off atmosphere at the moment.
Okay, cool. So we know there's been talk around sort of the equity markets positioning for a potential fallout in terms of the referendum. There's talk of a possible run on Italian banks and so on. What kind of reaction might you see from the euro and specifically say sterling euro in the case of a no vote?
So in the case of a no vote, I think we have to look outside of the banking problem. Feels like there's an anti-Renzi sort of scheme building up a little bit in the public. We've got to bear in mind there are a lot of problems in Italy in terms of youth unemployment, migration. They've had a few things in terms of earthquakes, so infrastructure problems as well. It feels like maybe there's a build-up of other factors which are more anti-Renzi as opposed to anti the constitution. So if there is that knock-on effect and there is a no vote, you could possibly see sterling euro quite a lot higher next week.
Okay, interesting. So actually, with it being particularly such a technical referendum, then maybe it becomes a vote on Renzi rather than some of the changes in the Senate.
I think so. And you have to think of what's happened this year thus far in terms of the Brexit. It seems like there's an anti-establishment move as opposed to specifics. So I don't know if you can't relate it directly to the Brexit, but is it actually on the constitutional reforms or is it anti-Renzi? I suspect it might be the latter.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. Okay, so in terms of, I suppose, climbing inside the minds of some of our clients, I think we've seen a recent recovery in sterling euro, sterling US dollar, and some will look at current sterling euro levels around 117, 118 and find them quite interesting. What should people be doing? Getting something done here, maybe thinking about the opportunities presented by next week, and I'm specifically talking about sort of UK importers, so euro buyers.
No, sure. Well, we've seen a fair bit of activity above 115, some cautious covering, if you like, from a forward contract perspective. But I think definitely in terms of take profit orders, there could be opportunities possibly above 120, be it Sunday night, Monday morning, or possibly the move after there. So I don't want to call it specifically, but there could definitely be 120 levels in play.
Okay, interesting. And I suppose the slight bump between now and then could be non-farm payrolls on Friday. To what extent how important is that this week in the context of what's happening in the US, and what do you expect?
It's important in that we need to see a relatively strong figure by that sort of comfortably above 100,000, whether or not it meets expectations specifically, to enable there to not derail any potential hike. But the market's largely priced in terms of we're comfortably into the 90% in terms of a rate actually going up by 0.25. So I wonder how significant it is, as long as it's not a drastically low number.
Okay. All right, so there are times when non-farm payrolls has a big impact on the market. This week is perhaps not one of them.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Okay, thanks for joining. Look forward to next week's update, and we'll be looking back at the referendum result in Italy. Thanks.